It's Chelsa Messenger with Picks and Parlays. We're talking college football. Ohio State at Michigan State. College basketball is finally back, and we've got a promo code. The code is BALL for 15% off the entire site at picksandparlays.net. Ohio State big favorites in this one, minus 23.5. The total is 59. The Buckeyes are 4-0 on the season, 2-2 against the number, while Michigan State 2-3 straight up and against the spread. Michigan State, of course, coming off that big win over Northwestern, 29-20. And then you've got Ohio State, who's been putting up points in bunches, but not covering all the spreads as of late. We've got Craig Trapp to talk this one. Craig is 23.5 points, a lot. Too many points to give Michigan State.
Well, the big worry, obviously, if you're an Ohio State bettor and you want to bet this game, or I guess, or even a fan, is which players are going to be on the COVID list, because they, of course, have missed already 2 games this year, but last week was because of their outbreak within the program, including Coach Ryan Day. So I think if Ohio State has limited numbers, which it sounds like that's a very good possibility this week, that's asking a lot for a team to beat a Michigan State team that's got a little confidence now, beating a very good Northwestern. That was an undefeated Northwestern team too. So I think when you look at it, that is the worry if you're going to lay the big number with Ohio State. And really, let's be honest, this Ohio State defense has given up their fair share of points this season.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Ohio State has given up at least 25 points in their last 3 games. So yeah, they can score a lot of points, but they're also giving up quite a few. So if you don't want to be nervous when it comes to the fourth quarter, maybe stay away from that big point spread and maybe look at a total. Now, looking at some of their against the spread or over-under records, they should be 4-0 to the over almost, because they have 2 overs, a push, and then they hit the under by 1 point. So Ohio State has been scoring a lot of points and also giving up quite a few, even though some of their totals have been pretty high. Thoughts on 59 as the total here?
I was shocked it wasn't higher, to be very honest, because Michigan State doesn't have the speed to stay with Ohio State. So I do expect Ohio State to have some really big plays, and I think they'll score 35-38 on their own here. So, and I could even see them scoring in the mid-40s. That's how good this Ohio State offense is. Fields at quarterback, if it was a regular season, I think he would probably be the favorite for the Heisman right now, but only playing 4 games, and at the most they're going to have is 6 games. Now it's probably not going to have a chance to get to the Heisman. So, and that's hoping that this game and the Michigan game next week goes for Ohio State. But for me, I think you play the total here. You take the over. You don't worry about, because to me, I would take Michigan State with all those points at home. But I think it's safer to play the over. I think Michigan State will find a way against a rusty Ohio State defense that hasn't got to practice much the last few weeks. I think they'll score some points against them, and then the Ohio State defense and that speed will take over and push in. Get us enough points here. Let's take the over with Michigan State and Ohio State here.
Yeah, I think it's proving time for Ohio State. As we've said, 2 of their games have been canceled this season so far, so they need to prove something to the college football committee in this one, especially against Michigan State, who they might fall a little flat, I think, this week, just coming off of that big upset. So I do like a total on this one better. I like the over as well, just because Ohio State has been piling up the points. Justin Fields is averaging 4 touchdowns a game. Averaging, which is insane numbers for a quarterback. And this offense has been so good. And like I said, their defense giving up 25 points a game over their last 3. So yeah, give me the over 59 here.
Without a doubt. I mean, I would be shocked if Ohio State doesn't give up their fair share, though, because I think the offense, when you do these Zoom meetings and all that we hear in the NFL and college football, when they're all have to socially distance now, I think that's okay for offense. But for defense, man, you got to be there. You got to be at least in that, on the field playing together. And I just don't think – I think that's going to have a big effect on this Ohio State defense this week. So that's pushing it way over in my book.
And it's been a big public play, and it's still covered, because I know people like to kind of fade the public sometimes. I think 97% of the tickets were on the over in the last Ohio State game, and it still hit. So just one final note to wrap it up here for our college football talk on Picks and Parlays. As always, great insight from Craig Trapp. Craig, thanks for joining us.